All right, we on? We ready to roll? All right, third time doing this. Hopefully it works this time. I spent about an hour and a half uploading last night. Woke up this morning, still processing. I don't know what's the deal with YouTube. I think it has to do with traffic or something like that. I have no idea, but sorry about that. I posted my filled-in notes. I mean, I always post my filled-in notes, but sometimes you guys don't see them unless I post it in the updates. I posted these in the updates. I'll probably post this video in the updates. Just because I'm not taking attendance off this video, obviously, because it's 8:30. Okay. What do we got next week? So we got 4.9 today. We got 4.9 today, and we'll be, let me check the outline. Yep, 4.9 today. You have test next. Let's see. So I'm either getting mixed up with AG3 or, let's see, boom, boom, boom. Let's go to 4.9, let's go to 2A. That's exactly how you get to the outline, people. Okay, so yeah, like I said. Yep, so we got 4.9 today, the 19th, day after Martin Luther King Day. 4.9 is easy, guys. It's super easy. It's just kind of weird. It's straightforward once you get the hang of it. On the 19th, after MLK Day, we have Chapter 4, Part 2 review. That's going to be on Delta Math. Guess what that review is going to look like? It's going to look exactly like the test. Okay? Test is just a little less problems. The review, I mean, it's not for a grade. I'm not taking a review for a grade. I get some teachers make it extra credit or something, but the whole point of me making that review is for you guys to prepare for the test. Your extra credit will be your good grade on the test if you do the review. Okay, remember the test for this chapter, it's a little bit different than last semester if you guys have had me. This test is gonna be due by 11:50 on the 21st. Okay, so I'm not gonna make it due every 40 minutes. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say, okay, the test is gonna be open at 7 a.m. It's gonna be due at 11:50. You have all this time to get it done. Okay, if you can get it done during our class time, great. If you can't, well, you better figure out and squeeze some time in because you should be working on it during our class time. I get some of you got other obligations going on, but it is what it is. Okay. I tried to give you guys the weekend last semester, and majority of you guys decided not to do it. So I don't know. Give an inch, you guys take a mile. So you get a centimeter. See what you take. I don't know what else to do. I have to know who's not taking the test on the 21st. I can't wait till the end of the weekend or give you 2 days. I'm not doing that. I want to know who's deciding not to take the test on the 21st. And remember, if you are having technical difficulties with the Delta Math test, don't message me 3 days after the test. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know why you would ever do that. When it happens, you message me right then. Hey, I'm having problems on the test. Cool. Okay, I'll give you extension that day, no problem. What's the big deal with that? There's absolutely no big deal. And all you guys know that I'm very understanding. I get what things happen. I mean, look at me today. I tried to upload the video. Didn't happen. Technical difficulties. It happens with technology. Let it go. We'll move on. We'll adjust. Okay? But those of you guys that message me a week after the test due, like, get out of here. Like, come on, guys. So don't do that. If you have any questions on the test, I can Zoom you during the test if you would like. I mean, I'm not going to sit on the test and do it for you, but I can answer questions. I can do whatever you want. Remember, tests are 40% of your grade. So those people that choose not to do it, good luck. Okay, probably the same people that aren't watching these videos. So I'm probably preaching to the choir right now. All right. Second thing, go Rams. Game tomorrow, big game against the Pack. All right, so here we go. I had to get that in there. Come on, you guys know me. All right, so here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, so we want to write a polynomial function for a set of points. So it's not any set of points, right? It's a specific 4 points. So, or I mean, it depends on how many zeros. If it's 2 points, it's gonna, well, we already did quadratic, right? They give us the 2 zeros and a point, right? Now for a cubic function like this, how do you know it's a cubic function? How many turning points does it have? It has 2, right? So n minus 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2. It's got 2 turning points and it's got 3 zeros. Okay, that's obvious that it's a cubic. All right, so we want to use the 3 x-intercepts to write the function in factored form. All right, we can totally do that, right? So all these are just not in my factored form. So this one, and this one. Okay, remember my P, Q, and R are my zeros. So here's my P, here's my Q, and here's my R. Okay, so let's just write it just like this, leaving f of x and a in there. So we have f of x equals a, some constant, we don't know that constant yet, times x minus p, x minus -2, which is really what? Do I even need to write that? It seems silly to write that. 2 negatives make a what? Positive, right? So x plus 2 times x minus 1, because that's my q, and x minus 3. Could I make any of those my p, q, and r? Yeah. Could I go r, q, p? Yeah, totally could. All right, so we're done with that. All right, now here's the deal. I want you guys to erase f of x and plug in y. Okay, then our next step is we need to use the point that it gives us for my x and y. Okay, so this is the random point it gives us, right? Here's my x, here's my y. Okay, you will see it's always beneficial to use the y-intercept. Not the x-intercepts, the y-intercept, and you'll see. Okay, what's my x value at the y-intercept? 0, right? Because it's y-intercept. What's my y value? My y value is going to be 3. So let's plug in 3 in for y and 0 for all my x's. And let's solve for a. I have no idea why I'm writing these zeros. Okay, so let's simplify. This is 2, -1, -3. Let's multiply all 3 of these together. So we have 3. I don't like that. It's supposed to be an arrow. God, my handwriting come and goes with this pen. There we go. Still not good, but better. All right, so 2 times -1 is -2. -2 times -3 is going to be 6. Okay? Remember, the whole point of this is we want to solve for a. Okay, what do I need to divide the right side by? 2 or 6, right? To get a by itself, so we get a equals, that's a good arrow, a equals 3 over 6 or 1/2. Okay, once you have a, all you gotta do is plug a back into your original equation, and that's it, you're done. You can change y back to f of x or leave y as, or f of x as y, it doesn't matter to me. So we have a equals 1/2, so 1/2, I'm rewriting this first line here, times x plus 2, x minus 1, x minus 3. Done. Super tough, right? No, not at all. It's very straightforward. Okay, example 2, they try to trip you up a little bit. Why do they try to trip you up? It's because they don't give you a graph. Oh, no pictures. It's like me trying to read a book. It's not a picture book, huh? For real. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We need to figure out which 3 of these points are going to be my zeros. Well, what's the definition of a 0? Where the y value is 0. Okay, 1, 2, 3. The first one, the third one, and the fourth one are the only ones with y equals 0. Okay, this is my x and y that I'm going to use. That's my random point. How do I know that? Because the y value is not 0. All right, so here's my p. Could I make that any letter? Yes, I could. Q and R. Okay, that Q is sad looking. All right, so let's write our step 1. Let's just write our basic function, our general function right now, leaving a as a. Okay, x minus p, x minus a -4. 2 negatives make a positive, right? X plus 4, x minus 2, and x minus 5. Okay, so that's done. Next step, Change this to y. All right, and plug in your x and y and solve for a. Okay, so my y is going to be 10 and all my x's are going to be 0. I'm not going to write out the zeros this time, so I'm not going to waste time doing that. You guys know what's going on. Okay, so we have 4. 0 plus 4 is going to be 4 times -2 times -5. Okay, let's simplify here. We get 10 equals a times -8 times -5. What is that? 40, positive 40. -8 for the first two times a -5, positive 40. Okay, divide a by 40, this whole right side by 40 to get a by itself. Got to do the same thing to the left side. 10 over 4 simplified is what fraction? 1 over quattro. Okay. All right, here's my a. Let's plug the a back in, and we just rewrite our general formula. I'll use y this time, just to prove to you guys that I do not care. If you use y or f of x, it's the same thing. They're both output. Input is x, output is the f of x or y. Okay. We have x plus 4, x minus 2, x minus 5. Okay, donezo. Check mark, smiley face, take home to mama, put it on the fridge. Okay, done. A plus. Those are very easy, guys. These are a little weird. Little weird here. All right, pay attention. So list out the function values and use finite differences to determine the degree of the polynomial. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The whole point of this, am I the biggest fan of this? No. Why am I not the biggest fan? It's because for statistics, it is great, right? It is super great. Linear regression, quadratic regression, cubic regression are awesome for statistics. And it's good for you guys to learn. But it's just so specific that sometimes I feel like students get lost, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Because why am I not the biggest fan? It's so heavily reliant on this baby right there. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. I have a graphing calculator pulled up. I'll make sure you can when I get to that point. Okay, so just follow this step by step. We'll get through this, no problem. Don't get confused by the big words. Okay, what we're doing is we're taking a table of points and we're going to make it into a cubic or quadratic function. Okay. Okay, first things first, this is step one. You need to figure out, is it a cubic? Is it a quadratic? Is it linear? Okay, how do we do that? Here's how you do it. You take the first or the second y value. We're only focused on the y values here, the f of x values. You take the second point and you subtract it from the first point. Okay, so we have, what is this? -3 minus 5. Okay, and that gives us what? -3 minus 5 is -8. Let's do this a little differently. Let's do this right here. Let's just write them all. So the first two, and I'll use different colors here. So the first two are going to be like this. You want to find the difference between all of the y values, okay? The difference is the second minus the first. So -3 minus 5 gives us -8. Okay, second one. -5 minus 3 minus a -3, right? Okay, that turns into -5 plus 3, which is going to be -2. Okay. Second one, or third one, I guess, is -1 minus -5. -1 plus 5 is going to be what? 4. Okay. We have 9 minus a -1. 9 plus 1 is what? 10. Okay. All right. What color? Let's use black for this last one. 25 minus 9. What's 25 minus 9? What, 16? Yep. Okay. Once you do that, you want to look at this line right here. I'll erase this after so we can do it again. Okay, is this line the same amount of numbers? Remember, this is the first time I'm doing this. Okay, that's the first time I'm doing this. I need to do this as many times as it takes in order for all of these values to be the exact same number, all of these differences to be the exact same number. Okay, so if they're not the same number, I need to keep going. I need to do the same thing that I did, but just with these new set of values. Okay, so here, let's do it. So we have -2 minus -8. So -2 plus 8 is what? Let me see if I can write it. -2 plus 8. Writing small is so hard. Okay, is what? 6. Then we have 4 minus a -2, which is what? 4 plus 2, which is 6. Good news. Now we have 10 minus 4 is 6. Beautiful. And 16 minus 10 is 6. This is the second time we did it, okay? And we got all the same value. We want to find the finite differences. That's what it's called. That's the big word, okay? You want to do it as many times as it takes so we get the same value all the way across, which we did. We did it right here, okay? And that tells you whether it's linear, like this. If we got all the same values right here on the first time, it would have been linear. Since we got all the same values on the second time, what is it? Second in polynomial, second quadratic squared. Okay, so that tells us we need to use the quadratic regression on our calculator. Big word there. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my calculator and I wanna make sure you guys can see this. Okay, so using the appropriate regression, I don't know why it's hard for me to say that word. We just found it's quadratic. Okay, so now we need to go to our graphing calculator. This is the easy part, right? Just plugging in values. Okay, let's go to our graphing calculator. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can. I think you can see that. All right, we should be good, hopefully. All right, let me flip this over. Here's what we're gonna do. So we just had a table of values, right? So what we want to do is let me get out of this so I can show you guys. First thing we want to do is we want to go to second. Let's just hit stat. Don't hit second, okay? Not second list yet. Okay, we want to go to stat, hit the button stat. All right, you go to edit, hit enter. Okay, you see this L1, L2. Okay, this L1, those are all your X values. L2, those are all your Y values. I already have it plugged in, I think. Is that for this one? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's already plugged in. Ooh, that's what I want to share right there. Can I share my screen? Oh, I can. Oh, look at that. Hopefully you can see that. All right. Yeah, so we can see both. All right, so here's all my X values. Here's all my Y values. No big deal. You plug them in for your L1, you plug them in for your L2. How did I get to there? I'll do it again. I did not hit second. I just hit stat, the button stat, and you go to edit, L1, L2. Plug in your X values, Y values. Okay, once you have those plugged in, you go to second and quit to get out of that screen. Next thing we want to do is we want to go to stat, calculate. Which kind of regression do we want to use? Do we want to use linear? No, right? We didn't get the same value the first time, okay? Do we want to use quadratic? Yep. Okay, how do you know which one to use? Well, that's the whole point of the first step, finding the differences. Okay, so we want to use quadratic regression. Okay, you use your X list for L1 because that's where you plugged all your X values. Your Y list for L2, that's where you plugged in all your Y values. You scroll down to calculate, you hit enter, and voila. Okay, so your A, B, and C, you want to write your equation. Here's your A value, plug it in, your B value, plug it in, your C value, plug it in. Okay, I'll write it for you. I got to remember these. My memory's so bad lately. 3x squared. Uh-oh, I already forgot. Plus 7x minus 1. Done. Okay. Should I show you one more? I probably should, right? The only thing is I'm gonna run out of room. I want to get rid of all this. Can I put in just a white box? Insert, is there a shape? Give me a shape. No. Nope, no shapes. All right, I'll write it over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write all the y values over to the right so we got plenty of room. So we have negative 11, negative 24, uh-oh. There we go. Negative 24, negative 27, negative 8, 45. Oh, this one's going to be a long one. I might need to use the calculator on this one. 144, 301. All right, so now we got plenty of room. Okay, so remember, first step, we want to take the second minus the first. So the one to the right minus the one to the left, and keep going in that order. Don't mix that up. All right, so here we have negative 24 minus 11, or negative 11. Right, so we have negative 24. Two negatives make a what? Positive, right? Plus 11. Okay, so negative 24 plus 11 is negative 13. Double check me on this. I wish you guys were in class so you guys could tell me if I screwed up. You guys are the best at that. You love doing that. Negative 27 minus negative 24. Two negatives make a positive, so it's going to be plus 24. What is that going to give me? Negative 3. Okay, now we have negative 8 minus negative 27. So we have negative 8 minus a negative 27. So two negatives make a positive, plus 27. Okay, so we have negative 8 plus 27 will be 19. Oh no, I hope I don't screw one of these up. 45 minus a negative 8, so 45 minus a negative 8 will be plus 8. So 45 plus 8 is what, 53? Yep. Okay, uh-oh. Here we go. 144 minus 45. So this doesn't change the plus because this is positive. 144 minus 45, okay, is what? 99? Well, 144 minus 44 would give me 100. Hey, genius. All right, I'm going to use a calculator on this one. I'm going to take a guess first. 301 minus 144 is going to be what? Let's see. 2. I need to do it quick. So 100 will be 2. It's going to be 1, not 60. 157. I don't know. 301 minus 144. 301. 01. Come on, pen, work. Minus 1. Gosh. 44. What I guess? 157? I'm a genius. Look at me go. Only spent 4.5 years getting a math degree. Okay? So once again, let's double check, see if we did this right. Because if we messed up one problem, then the whole thing's going to be wrong. Okay? It's kind of a pain. So we have negative 24 minus negative 11. Two negatives make a positive. So negative 24 plus 11. We did that one right. We did that one right. We did that one right. Same thing there. Same thing there. All right, we're good. Okay, so remember, this is the first time doing this. Does that mean this is going to be a linear regression? Nope, right? Why? Because not all of those are the same value. So we got to do it again. No big deal. Okay, so negative 3 plus 13. Why is it plus? Two negatives make a positive. I know I'm getting annoying. So negative 3 plus 13 is going to be 10. 19 minus a negative 3 was going to be 19 plus 3. It's going to be what, 22? We have 53 minus 19. I'm not even going to try on that one. That's why we have a calculator. Work smart, not hard. 53 minus 19 is 34. 99 minus 53 is what? 99 minus 53 is 46. And 157 minus 99 is 157. And this is what you guys should be doing too. If I'm using a calculator, you guys should. I just want to make sure we're not doing it wrong. Because if we mess up, then we got to start all over. Wouldn't be the first time for sure. Okay, second time we did it. Is it quadratic regression? Are all these values the same? No. Okay, so what do we got to do? We got to keep going. So it's probably going to be cubic. We'll see though. All right, so 22 minus 10 is 12. 34 minus 22. Guess what? It's 12. That's going to be 12 too. That's going to be 12 too. Hey, we did it right. Okay, so what type of regression is it? It's a cubic. So on our calculator, we're going to go to cubic regression after we plug in these values. All right, so here we go. This is my third time doing it. I got all the same values. We know it's cubic. Can you go ahead and skip to cubic if you know it's not quadratic? Probably. Yeah, I'm not going to give you guys a quartic. Okay. All right, so let's go to our calculator. Let's plug in our X and Y values for our list. I'll show you guys how to do it this time. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me double check. I think you can. All right, we're good. That's why it's so much easier being at home with my two monitors. That 2 monitor setup. There's nothing like it. Okay, so list, you get static, you hit stat, you hit edit. I almost combined stat and edit to statit. There we go, new word. We're changing the game here. All my X values, plug it in. So just type over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, hit enter, hit over. Go all the way up. Went too far, there we go. Negative 11. I know you guys are probably bored, but can't really make this fun, unfortunately. Boom. Boom. Go slow. You have to go slow. Uh-oh. Did I skip one? Let's see. 1, 2, nope, I'm good. 3, 4, 5 is 45. 6 is supposed to be 45, not 25. Did I skip one? No. 6 is supposed to be 144, so we're good. Yeah, looked off on my screen. Okay, there we go. 301. Okay, remember, once you got all your values in, you hit second quit to get out of there. Go back to stat, go to calculate. Which regression are we going to use? We're going to use a cubic. I will not give you guys a quartic, I promise. Okay, L1, L2, hit enter or scroll down, doesn't matter, all the way down to calculate, and voila. All right, so our new, my battery's low, get out of here. It's been lying to me for years now. Okay, so it's 2, because our a value, so our 2x cubed plus a negative 7 for b, so minus 7x squared. And then we have minus 6x, because that's my c value, right? Plug it in. We're just matching them up. My d is 0, so I don't even write it. You could do this, I mean, if you really wanted to. But you get to college, somebody might laugh at you for doing that. We don't want that, do we? Okay, so there is my cubic formula. Okay, so the point of this is we're taking a table of values, any table of values, we can figure out if it's linear, cubic, quartic, quadratic. We can figure it out by doing these finite differences. The second minus the first. Remember, do it exactly like I'm doing it. If you guys try to look on Slater for this, you're gonna get confused, I promise. Okay, it just, some people try to teach this too difficult. Okay, don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. All right, we good? Okay, so once again, sorry for this video being late. We'll have the review when you guys come back from the long weekend. That's pretty much it. I might make a video going over the review. Those take an hour, hour and a half, though, usually. So we'll see. If you guys want it, let me know. I'll make one. I'm a man of the people. All right. See you guys. Go Rams.